how has the week been? We're on the Sexton single malt.
Yeah,
Irish whiskey.
County Antrim. Yeah, she's full of flavour anyway.
Definitely full of
It's
flavour.
8 o'clock in the morning, so what do you expect? Cheers, lad.
Cheers, lad. Good luck and good health to you. I'm going to be straight out and honest. It's not my favourite.
It's not no. Second tasting's a little bit better.
A little bit better. You like it a little bit better, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it wouldn't be my favourite. Definitely you can taste the rum in it.
Yeah, and there's I think it's aged in a sherry cask. I was saying, and there's a deep richness to it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fruit going on in it.
Yeah. But yeah, look, not probably our favourite one,
No.
but
There's
nonetheless,
worst things you could be drinking.
absolutely, man. I find look, there's not too many whiskies I wouldn't drink.
No, to be fair, I wouldn't. No, true.
The Connemara one is probably my least favourite, but even there's times during the year where it's like sucking a solid turf through a straw, you know that way?
Yeah. Honest to God.
But you know, when you've had a good week, you feel like you've been too kind to yourself, so you have a sip of that there, that'll bring you back down to
sort of punishment in a way.
Exactly. You know the way we Irish like to do that, you know what I mean? Jeez, you can't have things going too well.
No,
have a sip of that stuff there.
Yeah.
Bit of misery.
Just in case you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Bring yourself back down. Holy fuck. But
Any
no,
crack?
it's grand. All quiet, man. All quiet. What has been going on since we was talking last? Got my new Marilyn. She's
She
here
looks deadly.
in all of her glory.
Deadly.
So I was delighted with that. That was unbelievable quick turnaround.
Brilliant, yeah. Hopefully mine is the same, Brendan.
Yeah, hopefully I
Brilliant.
won't be rep, but hopefully.
No.
In fairness, I dropped the license in on when did I drop it in? On the Friday, was it? Or
Yeah.
had it in about 5 days.
Yeah.
Had it back in 5 days, which is some going like.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable going. So it's happy fucking.
There's a lot of jealous men out there with
Yeah,
6
that's
months.
going. How the fuck did you manage that?
Yeah.
I have to say it was a substitution. It wasn't a new application. So it was a substitution, but definitely I like it. Took a couple of shots out of it. I didn't put my suppressor on it yet. I have to get it threaded. I have it on my license before anyone jumps down my throat. We'll be going into that now with more detail shortly. But I didn't even say that to you. Man, is there a bang out of that?
Is there, yeah?
Holy fuck! I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm so used to the 2-2.
2-2, yeah.
That 2-2 that you're off buying off me. Like just even with
They're throwing stones.
it's like honestly, even with the what do you call them, the stingers, like the higher velocity rounds, fuck all of a bang. Man, there is a bang out. The bang out of that is bigger than the bang out of my 243
Holy
suppressor.
Jesus.
100%. There's serious fucking bang out of it, yeah.
Sure, I hope there's good stopping power in there, so.
Hopefully so. That's why I went out last night across the road after the Fox, and he was kind of. I put it this way: if I had the 243, I would have 100% took him.
Yeah.
With that, it was the first time now I kind of said, you know, when you hit a fox, you want to kill a fox. You
Yeah,
don't want to
exactly.
ignore it. So he was just that bit far out. A lot of wind last night, and a lot of people say that the wind will really affect them. Them rounds. So
you want to start in closer and then push yourself out to see it. Yeah.
Exactly. Now it was one of those nights. I had a 60-acre field wide up behind me. I was in a 40-foot wide gap in a hedge. The wind was on my back. The fox was in front of me.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to come any closer. So, but anyway, that was it.
Wicked night for shooting, in fairness, Brendan.
Yeah, honestly,
But
yeah.
no fair play to you.
What about yourself? What's been going on?
Oh, look, I'm still recovering from a nuclear dose I had during the week, as you probably know.
You thought you were melting at one stage.
Fucking hell. So yeah, feeling a lot better today now. But so I haven't got out feck all. I was tricking around, as you probably know, with the Pulsar and getting that kind of dialed in a little bit better.
Yep.
It's some difference. Finishing off the stuff with the calendars in the club, which went really well. We've raised over €2,000 for the club.
Fantastic.
We're donating. We're due to donate about 250 to a local Dundee First Responders.
Brilliant.
To do the defibrillators and stuff like that. So we're going to top that up to £300, and we're going to present that to them hopefully next week. So which is it was left obviously. It was last minute, not last minute, but it was late in the day when we decided to do this. So we in fairness to Sarah, I got her to run out an additional 100 calendars.
Yeah.
Late notice. But she would have done them a lot more, how would you say, reasonable for me, but I had ran them out altogether.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
But people I've been sending them all over the country. I've one here to post down to Kilkenny this morning.
Deadly.
People on Facebook, fair play to members of the Irish Hunting Podcast group.
Yeah.
They've been supported very well. I think I've sent nearly 20 calendars now over the country.
Deadly. That's something that isn't it? Fuck yeah, they're well done in fairness, you know.
Yeah.
Well
It's
done,
like they're nice gift, and so yeah, doing that. So trying to finish that get the money into the club account, and we've Vermin money to take in now, and we're planning how we're going to spend the club money and stuff like that, or the distributors, and the different projects we're going to do throughout the year. So
deadly.
Kept busy, even though I was, what would you say, I couldn't venture 10 metres away from my house. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, no,
I'm a fair amount of sprint for 18 stone, buddy.
There's times I often think when you're at a dose like that, you're thinking, I should have built a small slot shed. Oh, there's nothing worse than a man.
Oh, you fucking hell.
As a lad said to me before, we were working, he says, Lord, he says, such a dose gone through the house, the wife and the kids, the whole lot was had. I says, are you serious? Yeah, and off he goes, says, I suppose you've been going out and get fucking, a heap of water into you. The first thing you need to do, he says, is empty the septic tank. It's overflowing.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. On that note, I hope no one's eating their breakfast. Sure, no, that's not too bad. I went out to Gun Club later on today. We're going to top up all the feeders again, and it's kind of getting towards the last. We're in the dying stages now of the 2022-23 season, so we'll restock all the feeders, check all the birds, check everything.
Yeah.
Happy days. And then will it be next weekend or the following weekend? It'll be next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
We're doing the big cook out in the
Brilliant.
club. Yeah, so we're going to come out to that. Jack is going to kindly, Jack O'Keefe, our resident chef, we're going to call him that.
Yeah.
He hasn't agreed to it, but.
Yeah,
now, exactly.
We've guns, Jack. Cook for us.
He's going to come on, and he's going to come out and do a big TM cook out in the club, so kind of wrap up the end of the year. So
brilliant.
Happy days, man. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So we're looking forward to that.
Just on that, as you probably know, I've been cooking Jack's recipe, and there was no correlation between.
I was just going to say it,
bad timing, but no, it was
looked unreal.
Out of this world. The pheasant is my favourite. Ours is the venison stroganoff.
Stroganoff, yes.
But the kids devoured both.
No way, man. That is unbelievable.
They were, and very, very simple to do. If you're looking for something like, you'd be talking about going to a restaurant and stuff, for on a Saturday night or something.
Mm-hmm.
You pull this together. I think I counted the like Super Value had all the herbs, and actually they were reduced and special because some of them were slightly wilted and stuff. But still. Perfect for a perfect bunch of herbs in the middle of them. I think I bought the ingredients for less than a tenner.
Go ahead, too.
And I cooked for 1, 2, 3, 4 adults and 3 kids.
For no way, serious.
Do you know what I mean? So now obviously the meat I had myself, but so yeah, like I think in Lidl's there we're doing giants of venison. You could have wrap one of them for a tenner or thereabouts.
Yeah.
For 20 quid, he was cooked for 6 people.
So and unbelievable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not beans and
healthy.
Yeah.
No huge amounts of oils or
solids or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pure flavours. The dressings, fantastic.
The man knows who's talking about.
Absolutely.
Good man, Jack. Yeah, no fairness. We got great feedback from that podcast as well. It's great to see so many people using their game and genuinely interested in making different dishes and stuff like that. So that was great.
I think that's the thing with the use of social media now and stuff. There's a lot of guys who are probably no more than myself. But when I started, like you're cooking it probably wrong. Like you're overcooking the venison. That's a big, and I speak from experience there.
Mm-hmm.
You're with the pheasant and stuff. You're not treating it the way like Jack was telling us. Treating with the buttermilk if you want. To break down the proteins in the meat, and So you know, because pheasant is, I find it's a little bit denser than chicken, because obviously it's, you know, it's a better produced animal. So the meat is a lot denser. So a lot of people find it tougher, you know, and definitely drier when you're not cooking in the right fashion. So yeah, hopefully we've brought a couple of, and we'll be adding to them throughout the year. Hopefully, we'll have rabbit coming into the menu, and pigeon and stuff like that. So which we want to do throughout the year.
Yes.
So yeah,
happy days, man.
Happy days.
No, look really. Yeah. So thanks again to Jack for that, and you'll be hearing a bit more from Jack. I'd say hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, brilliant. Looking forward to that.
She will be great. Let's delve into it.
Yeah, ATN versus Pulsar. Yeah, so look, obviously we've both in the studio. So this is my rig, and I have finally got her nailed down. So I'll go through the pros and cons of mine. So so basically, the pros of this scope, in my opinion, the what would you say, the weight of it, number one.
Yep, so
you know, there's little or no difference between mine and Vortex scope in terms of weight. It, for all intents and purposes, looks identical to a normal scope.
Yeah.
You couldn't, from afar, you wouldn't know it's a digital scope. So it's stealthy, nice and neat. The huge benefit, obviously, is the external batteries. There's a built-in battery, and there's an external battery. As you see, I have them in charge. So yeah, you can throw one in your pocket, have one in the. So you essentially have three batteries, you know, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
And this one came with an IR, which I didn't find great.
No. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I would advise just not to bother with the and go straight for either the likes of the Night XI.
Night XI or your
Sniper Hog. I went for the Sniper Hog. Purchased mine down in Wild Hunter. Then I had the old kind of 8 clamp style clamp, and I was getting huge shine back off, not huge, but just poor vision quality off the suppressor. So it wasn't too bad when you went out to over 5 times zoom, you know, but from 3.5 up to that, you're getting you've seen it, and seen some of the videos we put up, so it was just annoying.
It was.
So I got this mount. It's an Alex Lebekis mount. I think in around 35-40 bucks.
Happy days. Yeah.
It's a quick detach, so there's a little clamp 30mm mount there, I think.
Okay.
And there's quick attach, like a mini Picatinny rail, is it?
Yeah, to call that a dovetail.
Dovetail, yeah.
So
quick detach, and then she's adjustable up and down, it's back and forward, slightly side to side, and then it leaves it, then it's fixed very firmly, and I can adjust the both the IR and the up and down very, very simply. The difference is
chalk and cheese.
You know? And you'll see it on the I will put up the video. You see that I sent you all the video earlier on. I was playing around it when I was coming to, and I've been tricking around with it. So I've dialed in what my preferred reticle. So I think there's 8 or 10 different reticles that you can choose. The red one, which we put up in the previous video, but leaves quite a big gap in the middle. I have a green crosshair now, but you can get ones with like mini dots on it and circles and all kinds of stuff, and you can choose 10 different colours. So like then you can adjust the contrasting of that illumination, so you can tail it down in terms of brightness, or so I've kind of dialed in what I like.
What you like,
So huge functionality on that, and yet the clarity is, I think, is amazing.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I have to say, like, definitely, I think the biggest deciding factor of that was sorting out your IR.
The IR.
Yeah, because the first time I had it out, I wasn't overly impressed. I thought it was poor.
Yeah. It was grainy
It was
and
great,
yeah.
it was bad, and that was all out there versus the picture quality. You sent me a picture. Remember, you sent me a video, right? My initial thing was,
Is that
what model is that? Yeah, didn't I? Did I send that to Pulsar?
Yeah.
And was blown away with the quality. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was crystal clear. I think and I still have. I think when I'm out in the field and I'm pushing out in long zoom, I still think I can trick with it a little bit better. The Sniper Hog are sending us over actually the 66 LR head for this. So what I didn't know when I bought these, and just give a Sniper Hog, I suppose a quick overview. All the bits of these are interchangeable, so you can get this just a push button switch. You can get a ragtail or a dimmer switch.
Yeah.
So you can flick off the back of that and put on your new switch. The heads are interchangeable. So that's I think it's the 55 LR, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going for 66 with the turbo pill. So this thing, I think, can push out 1,300 yards or something.
Holy fuck.
So
Jesus.
they reckon, by all accounts, I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Because again, we can compare and contrast.
Absolutely,
now.
Yeah.
This one versus that, it's due over the 18th, so I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
And I've got the Sniper Hog head torch now.
Head torch, deadly.
It's the 45. So again, it's supposed to be unbelievable quality, and
Fantastic.
yeah. So I've all interchangeable heads and pills and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I think, look, all these scopes are kind of circa the same money, aren't they? You know,
They're about talking between, I'd say, 800 to 1100. You know.
Yeah, that range.
In that range.
With or without IR, with or without Wi-Fi, stuff like that.
Things,
The big thing I think that guys, and this is just, I suppose, this model here is obviously a demo model, right? So, but it has the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I find that we've spoken about it. I think that's a huge plus.
Yeah.
If I was getting one without the Wi-Fi, I wouldn't be as enthused.
Yes.
Especially when we're at demonstrations and stuff like that, it's nearly imperative.
Yeah.
But I think, as far as I know, just with the war and stuff like that, at the minute, the Wi-Fi models are hard enough to get.
Okay, yeah.
And I think the scopes are hard enough to get now anyway. That's another, we'll talk about in a second, are going to become harder to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Wi-Fi is fantastic. You can essentially you can look at what you're looking at on your phone.
Yeah.
If you're going to shoot with me, you can actually see what I'm seeing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then the download capabilities you want to share with your friends or your groups or your
social media.
yeah, exactly, your clubs, even your showing me out last night or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Rather than coming home with the SD card. Now I know it can be done and stuff like that if you're set up for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be tech savvy,
Yeah.
so the Wi-Fi is brilliant for
super
idiots like
I
me.
think it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's it in a nutshell, Bren. I love it. I think I'm head over heels.
Love it.
Sold. I am most definitely. I've told one of the lads in Thomas Jacks I want one.
Yeah.
I want one with the Wi-Fi. I want the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be purchasing.
Happy days, good man. Yeah. Any downsides at all, or
The battery. This is just a couple of things to be careful of, right? Which I've done when we were out last week, and I was tripping around the field, and they throw it over your shoulder, and you forget to power down. So there's a kind of like a sleep mode. If you press the power button once, sleep mode, it'll still eat the battery.
Okay.
If you hold the power button for 3 seconds, it'll power down completely, and you don't use battery.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the batteries in mine are downloaded, they're second hand, and I'd say they're probably
coming near the end of their life.
it could be they're being mini charged all the time. I would imagine, with being a demo model and stuff like that. So
yes.
I'd say they're not as good. And saying that, you'll still get your nice shooting, no problem.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just something to be wary of. What is the other thing? Oh, the Zero one, which you're going to speak about.
Yes.
Is I did it, so that'll tell you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's one. Yeah, fantastic.
The biggest thing I had, I suppose, was getting my 50 meter. So I started my 50 metre. I stupidly started at 100, but I had to quite quickly come back into 50, get a 50 first.
Yeah.
Once you're on 50, the 100 is piece of
piece. Yeah.
And I would suggest then, again, we talked about this, you know, a bit of tinfoil on your.
Definitely, it does a great job, doesn't it?
It's like
fantastic.
And I would definitely recommend the 2 people go out and 0.
Yeah.
It leaves that you can stand beside the gun, ensure that there's no wind or anything doesn't.
Yeah.
I was doing it again. Ideally, if you had a table mount stuff like that, you know, it would be brilliant. But I didn't have it. I had the bipod on top of it. Fucking round by the silage. That's what it is.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? So,
definitely.
but I'm within, you know, 1 inch of. You see the grouping, so I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, even for an idiot like me, I was able to do it.
Happy days.
So
yeah, good man.
I think, downsides. What else would there be, Bren? The IR, as I said, was that, but I think that's across the board.
Across the board, I think any of the manufacturers I know of, the supplied IR is 100 yards.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
So what I was saying, I think you would probably say the same. Don't bother with the IR.
No.
Go get yourself. Talk to Alex Lebeckis or the guys in Sniper Hall. Spend the extra few. Like, I think, what's the difference? I think 160 quid. I think is the standard IR that comes. Or is it 120, 160 quid?
I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I know my one, the Night XI, was about 120 quid off Alex. Yeah.
And the one that comes on the gun is in around the same thing, as far as I know. So save yourself the 100 quid and go and spend an extra 20, 30 quid.
Exactly.
And the Sniper Hog is a little bit more expensive. I think I gave 150 for that model there, and another 50 for the IR pill. But that gives me, I have a standard torch if I want.
Deadly.
I have the IR pill if I want.
Yeah.
So yeah. Again, there's Alex there he's only in Mullingar.
Yeah.
There's plenty of options for you. So that would be save yourself a few quid, early doors, and a lot of the hassle. So I would recommend as a must an adjustable mount.
Yeah.
And as a must an off-brand. In terms of not one that comes with scope. IR.
Yeah.
So other than that, I'm sold, sealed, delivered. Polestar for
happy days. Yeah. Good man. Fair good.
You give us the ATM.
Well,
Brendan, you're an ATM man, so
ATM. Yeah. So I have this about 6 months now, I suppose. I love it.
Yeah.
I do. There's no point saying any different. I am very, very fond of it. I've done a lot of research before I kind of decided to go with that one, and I just kind of thought, sort of bang for buck. For the price range of this one, it comes actually with the IR. It's not additional price for the IR, even though the IR is not great.
Yeah.
It has a built-in Wi-Fi on this model as well, so there's no sort of extra charger for that. I like the picture quality. I think the picture quality is very, very clear.
It's very good.
It's very, very clear on it. Like you were saying, the amount, there's a built-in rangefinder on it. Now, it's not as straightforward as a normal rangefinder. You kind of have to set it. You know, to give it a sort of a reference point, but there is certainly a rangefinder function on it. You can set up multiple profiles. Which is handy, you know, if you're changing from one going to the next. I shot a good few foxes using this now, and she's bang on. Yeah, she was bang on.
Even when you thought it wasn't bang on, it was bang on.
Exactly. Next week we thought it was off.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was bang on. I have this now on my new 1.7 Marlin, as I say. So I had it on my 243. So I
beautiful gun, right?
It's a lovely gun, isn't it? It's really nice.
Beautiful.
I'm really happy with it. So again, I have a small piggyback Picatinny rail that clamps onto the 30mm tube of the ATM, and on that I have a quick release mount for my IR. Now my IR is it's the Night XI one. I got it actually off Alex, yeah. And I didn't realise that was who you were getting your mount off. In hindsight, I should have got the same mount as you had off Alex, because this one I can adjust the I suppose the not the zoom, I suppose the focus, or the I suppose the area,
the beam strength.
The beam strength. You can adjust that here and it gives it a kind of a slight left-right function. Then there's a dimmer switch built into the back of it, which is good, but I find I'm always kind of nearly using my hand to push it down a little bit. Yeah. So and my next purchase off Alex is going to be one of those adjustable IR mounts. Yeah, definitely.
And that'll be used, set up.
That'll be it. Set up and done. She'll be happy days. That after that, ATN. The downsides to it. There is a couple of downsides to it. The battery, right now. Every lad's going to say the fucking battery, right? The battery in it is fantastic. It'll literally run for I think about 15 hours.
Yeah.
It is brilliant that way. But I just think the thing I love about the Pulsar is the option to have a spare battery or two. So I could grab this out, realise shit, the battery's not charging.
We got caught one night. We have to be honest.
100%.
We were out, Fox running in like a train.
Like a fucking train.
And you went blank.
The fucking screen went blank, and that was it. And I was like, oh my Jesus Christ.
And then you've no scope.
So at least if you had the external battery capacity, you could just bang it in there and away you go. Whereas I could take this out of the drawer, I could take this out of the safe, have a look at it and realise fuck battery flat, and then that's your night fuck.
Yeah.
You know, that's your night sort of bad checks. So there's that. The zeroing of it. Now I zeroed this on the 1.7 myself. I gave up on the 2.43. I had to send it to Mick the Guru because I just couldn't get it right at all.
So you sent out to Mick in
7 now. Yeah. Now in fairness to Mick, as I say, Mick is the fucking guru. There's no point different. He had it. I have spoken to other gun shops, and I won't mention them, and they wouldn't because it just says no. They're just too complicated. Or too complicated. But just in fairness to Mick, Mick has it absolutely nailed. He had it bang fucking on. Absolutely bang on. This time I did it myself. I tried to create a new profile for it, and there was no success. When I selected, I was way fucking off. So I had to go back into the 2.43 one, which was fairly close, and I just renamed it. And I actually had to sort of just drop the velocity. Because obviously 1.7, it'll drop more.
Yeah.
So that was that. So on your one, on the Pulsar, right? So basically, and we will do a video on this for anyone that doesn't know. On your Pulsar, you're looking at a target, you're looking at a crosshairs, you're looking at your bullseye and your target, right?
Yeah.
You pull the trigger, your shot goes off, then you see your bullet hole is just say, for example, 2 inches to the left and 2 inches high.
Yeah.
When you're still looking through the screen of the Pulsar, your reticle centre point is on bull. You take a picture of that. Happy days. You bring your gun into your van or into your car or into your house, whatever you want.
Line one up with the other.
Oh, well, exactly. Line one up with the other. Hit save. Bang.
Bang. 1 shot zero. Literally.
Literally 1 shot zero. Unfortunately, the ATN doesn't have that function in a sense. So what you have to do is same thing again. Line it up. Take your shot. Then you have to physically move the additional, say, reticle over to your shoot point, all while trying to keep the original one on the, which is
next or near impossible unless you have correctly set up.
Exactly. It is fucking tricky. I can tell you that. Now I got it done and it did work, and I have a fairly tight group with it. But like that, if they had that set up, that's a fucking fantastic idea.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So again, just explaining, there's a picture-in-picture. Basically, you can take essentially a screenshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Of your bullseye, and so you, as Brenny just said there, the bullets you're after shooting could show up 4 inches to the left.
Yeah.
Your screenshot, it shows up a second reticle, and you just bring one on top of the other. And that's it.
That's it. You're done.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So that's the only downside of this one. It doesn't actually have sort of that function.
Can you set different ranges then? 50 meter, 100 meter, 150, so you can zero at different.
Yeah, exactly. The profile zeros that you can put into it is fantastic, all down to the bullet, the calibers, weight grains, velocities, windage. You can dial in windage and all that sort of stuff on it. Reticle changes, like you were saying. There's a load of different sizes, varieties, MOA dots on it. There's a ton of stuff on it. This particular model is the 5x20. There is, I think, a 3x12 model you can get. I decided, going, I won't say long range, but I'd be hoping to shoot, well with 2.43 I was hoping to shoot out to 200 odd yards, so that's why I went for the 5x20, just that bit more zoom. In daytime, there's a setting on it where you can effectively disable the zoom, where you can go for maximum zoom, so it'll zoom out to 50, 60, times magnification. And in daytime, it's actually surprising how clear it is. It's fairly
Very clear at that
50
range.
times magnification.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. Nighttime, no, definitely not. No, it's not. But
Well, look, because there's too many little.
No, exactly. There's not too many that'll match that. But yeah, weight-wise, it's actually not as heavy as I had. I had it off. It's funny when I had it off the other day. It's not actually mad heavy. Yeah. And of course, this gun is a hell of a lot lighter than the last.
Yes.
So it works well. It's a nice little rig, you know.
It's a little bit bulkier than the Pulsar, right?
It is
the middle section.
100%. Yeah, definitely. It is wide.
But it's probably a little bit more compact on the other side.
Possibly, yeah.
Lengthwise.
Yeah, I think it's probably because I presume with the built-in battery, there's obviously a fair enough battery in there. So that's why the size is as it is. And one other little annoying thing is the focus wheel on it. Okay.
Very hard.
Have you?
Same on the Pulsar, yeah, I have to say.
Okay, well you have a feel of that one now and just tilt it any way you want and see. You can see there's a little thumb on it there.
There.
Yeah.
You want grips around there, Brad?
Which is like that is hard going, isn't it?
Yeah, now it's similar enough on the Pulsar, I have to say.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just give you a little dart of the Pulsar.
I was thinking it'd be the largest because of the company stilts.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But like that. So if you're out in the middle of the fucking... Now, I'm saying that the Pulsar's far easier, Brian.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Look, just take a little...
Yeah.
Still stiff compared to...
This is it here?
Yeah.
That's a lot easier.
A lot easier.
That's a lot
But it was a little bugbear. I thought it was even at that, like, compared to yours, it's a breeze, you know what I mean? But still, it's not not like your standard scope. It's a little bit stiffer. And I find from day to night mode, which is not a big deal, but they don't want you doing the switching from night to day mode. It's right beside this one here.
Okay,
and that's a lot stiffer.
A lot stiffer.
But which you can understand why you don't want to be switching between when you're going to try and focus. So, yeah, look at. Geez, that is
very stiff. Seriously stiff. In fairness, yeah, it's hard and it's kind of made tricky when you have your IR on because you're trying to pinch it and focus.
Yeah.
It's pretty
so
hard.
look, that's probably the pros and cons of both.
Yeah.
Would you swap it for the Pulsar? We're going to have to do a night. You have a peek through mine.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Would I swap for the Pulsar? I'd like to get a bit more time on the Pulsar. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And just have a bit of a suss and see what it's like, you know. So we'll also going to do a couple of videos of. We'll do a zero and I'll do a video.
Yeah, I have one of mine there. We'll pop it up and show.
Exactly. We'll show like for like, and you can make up your own minds after that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Marks out of 10. What would you give it?
Oh, geez. I think all in all, I have to say, Bernie, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
The few bits I spoke about.
Yeah.
And look, they're not like I am a huge fan.
Yeah.
You probably
gather
that. I think I think they've nailed it on this one.
Yeah.
The little bit the small thing will be the battery and what else was I saying there? Something else was a little bit the IR. Again, I think that's across the board.
Exactly.
So 9.5 out of 10. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I'd probably be, I'd say around a kind 8 out of 10. I'd say. Just
the focusing is
kind of a big one. I think. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, you know. Now I will say one thing. I've been talking to Joe Barton from ATN, and there's one or two little things. Just my little charger port cover came off.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get that just to stop any water that getting into it. And in fairness, was on to ATN and bang, one in the post on its way. No hassle.
No hassle at all.
No dead sound. So.
Yeah. And the zero is a big enough thing, Brian, isn't it? Like for people who are starting in night vision, like say myself.
Yeah.
Or as you are.
Yeah.
Look, it's good to have Mick is only across the road from us here, you know, which is brilliant.
Mick is he's as well as he's a gun dealer and he sells ammo and all this stuff and that, but he's a real kind of gun nut. You know, he won't just sell you. He'll know the ins and outs of it before he could sell it.
Yeah.
He lightened the trigger or 243 for me and different bits and pieces like that. He's a wealth of knowledge. That kind of way.
So he's a good man to have.
Definitely.
But on saying that, it's like if you're splashing out the bones of €1,000 on a scope, it's a little bit of annoyance to have to go and try and
drop the exactly 100%. Yeah.
So
now I will say one thing that I discovered during the week When I got that first, I had I'd say about a piece of plywood as a set up as about 4 foot by 2 foot, which is fucking fairly big.
Yeah.
At about 100 yards, and I wasn't even hitting it.
Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah, I wasn't even hitting it. So then what I decided to do was, a lad, I had literally seen the video on it, fucking some job. Take out your boat. Take out your
foresight.
Look down through your look down through your bore, and if you can see your target, and then versus looking through your scope, and if you can't see, bring it in until you can see it.
See it, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simple as that, you know?
Little tricks like that, I suppose, yeah.
Little tricks and just get you on the page.
Yeah. Like that, I stupidly went out to 100 metres thinking, sure, I'll be 4 foot by 4 foot. Roughly it was the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was, I must have been clipping underneath it.
Yes.
So yeah, went back into 50 metres, got on the board,
Yeah.
and I did it then.
Brought up.
No problem. And I went out to 100 metres again, did the same thing.
Yeah.
There's profiles in that one, as you know, for 50, 100, 150, 200, you know, you can have as many profiles as you want. So yeah, no, I'm Soul Seal delivered. I'm Pulsar fan.
Yeah.
We're not getting paid to do not yet anyway. Checks in the post. No, but literally they're two very good scopes. Similar money, similar quality in terms of picture quality, etc.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just the pros and cons.
Pros and cons. 100% without a shout it out. Which I suppose will bring us on to our next subject, which is
there was
the future of
night vision, IR, etc. So I put up a post last night, as most people say. There was method in our madness, so we put it up, because contrary to what there's most definitely, especially in the hunting community, there's experts. They're very unwilling to share their fucking expert opinion up to the point where we ask a question. So we wanted to get the conversation going because we've been informed, and just to put context, we've been informed that there is obviously amended there's legislation there from 2009, which we put up on our so check it out on Facebook, regarding scopes and light assisted scopes, etc. Now it was all very grey. I think we'll all admit to that, even though some people say, "Oh no, it's as clear as." But if you're in the hunting industry and you're saying it's clear as day, I can guarantee you there's people manufacturing these scopes who find it grey. So if you're crystal clear, you're in the minority. 100%. We're in consultation with some of the biggest manufacturers in night vision scopes.
Absolutely, we're in direct contact through the podcast. With, we would say, 4 of the biggest night vision and pulsar manufacturers in the world.
Or night vision or thermal. So like that's, and they have told us that one of which have told us that they're actually stopping supplying the Irish market as of the 28th December because of the changes around the legislation or the enforcement around the legislation. So and again, some of the gun suppliers in this country, we deal with 3 or 4 of them. And they're telling us as well that this is now that's on one side. Then on the other side we have enforcement of this what would you say, legislation, who are unaware of the incoming.
Exactly.
So there's a huge contrast there. I've reached out to the NARGC last night. I'm still waiting back what their take on it is. We're going to have Pádraig Breen on Thursday. So before next weekend we'll have a podcast out. Pádraig is the GDO of the NARGC. We have loads of questions, and we have loads of questions from people coming in. So, and this will be one of them. But so like it's a minefield. There was people last night, should you not know, all you have to do is get permission off your super. I'm informed by one of the manufacturers, 2 of the manufacturers, that a verbal permission is no permission.
There's no permission, not worth a shite.
Take for instance, which was said to me, you're out shooting foxes, you clip a horse or a cow inadvertently. I'm just taking this, no, it'll never happen to me, right? It happens.
Of course,
Doesn't mean
what
happens.
happens. That's
That's why we're all members of the NMRGC.
Yeah, yeah.
You go to court, you stand in front of a judge, you're out shooting night vision, where's your permission for that? Oh, I got permission from Super, and he says you didn't.
Yeah. You're fucked.
You're fucked.
100%.
So,
100%.
we've gone through the application which we have here.
Yeah.
Now, this is Form FCA1, which is amended March 2020. What we would like to know is, because it's that long ago since I applied for my right.
Absolutely, same.
I have the little S on mine for silencer.
Silencer, yeah.
But on the bottom of section 3.2, tick appropriate if relevant. Silencer cites other specify.
Yeah.
So obviously it's apparent now that both boxes should be ticked.
Should be ticked, yeah.
What we're looking to clarify is, was this little box here back
pre 20
5, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Second thing is, if this box is ticked, how does it show up in your license? Does it show up as a double S?
Yeah.
Does it show up as an S or T for terminal? I don't know.
Yes.
But we'd like that clarified.
Clarified.
You know, so that we're all, or does the S cover
both?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. The second thing, I suppose, is if you don't have that ticked and you have your license for your rifle, does it now mean that you have to go and create a brand new application for that scope?
For that scope, yeah.
Which seems
ridiculous on the license, on a gun that you already have the license for.
Now it's my take, like we're getting, there's people afraid to message on Facebook, you know, because of the backlash of some people. That's not what we want. We want it to be a forum that people can openly discuss and educate. Like, that's what we're there for.
100%.
With people saying, oh, why are you highlighting it? The reason we're highlighting it is because there's people going to get in bother about this. We don't want that. We want this is a time, again, we need everyone to come together, create solutions, not problems.
100%. And again, I would definitely specify, we ain't the ones highlighting it. I can guarantee you, if you haven't heard about it yet, you are going to hear about it. This is every gun dealer, optics dealer, manufacturer in the country has been contacted and saying, there is, this is what's coming. So, as well, there's a bit of uncertainty as well. Is there a new is it new legislation coming in where there's going to be a new process? To do you need to formally apply for a separate licensing or a separate permit for the use of IRs or night vision? All we could do was, well, now I have the stand by my license, but we both contacted our firearms superintendent just to let them know, like, what's are we okay to be using this? Do we need to do something else? What's the story? At the end of the day, we all want to do everything above board. Like.
Absolutely, we're advocating. Absolutely, people within the hunting community obviously want to do, but there is people like they're after splashing a couple of grand on these pieces of kit.
Yeah.
They're now in a limbo.
Yeah.
Do they put up on the shelf and wait till a new application or their renewal of their application?
Yeah, 100%.
To tick that box. And that's probably what we want, just to clarify. And there's, one guy said, like, why are you highlighting this? You know what I mean? So you have an issue. We're informed by, again, another one of the manufacturers said to me yesterday, I had a conversation about an hour from, he was saying that basically what has happened, in his opinion, is that customs were letting these, because probably the last 2 or 3 years, there's been a huge development in night vision, and a huge upsurge in, because across the water they're fully legal, and across the border fully legal. So what happened, obviously there was a huge uptake in the last couple of years here. Customs were seeing these and were letting them through because we're only coming through in singles and to just put them down to standard scopes, or probably didn't know what they were dealing with. Obviously there's a large quantity coming through the country now. There's suppliers all over the country. They can get, are supplying different brands, different makes, all. So as they start to see these come through, next thing they highlight it. So now the guards probably have panicked, and said, hold on a minute, put the brakes on this here till we know what we're dealing with. They're already swamped over with, protests and all kinds of stuff going on. And we all know that the firearms, section of the Gardaí is under-resourced.
Well under-resourced.
and they're under pressure, as we all know, because we're waiting months and months and months for standard applications. So this is going to be another add-on to an already swamped section of the division. So I see it getting worse before it gets better. So what we're looking for, number one, is we need the NARC to get behind this again, clarify it for all the members, and I think fight for a far more streamlined version. This should be something that you could go on, your application, your firearms license, in my opinion, should be online somewhere. That you have no different than your NARGC license. You can go on and you have a profile, and then you can amend it or seek to amend it. You know what I mean? Take a box, and the super can look at that online, and you know what I'm saying. She's 20 these to look at. Yes, I'll grant it, or no, I won't.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I want further information. Upload it.
Picture of your scope or the model number. It should be like, we should be going away from this.
100%.
Printing out 20 pages, sticking a photograph here with a piece of sticky tape, and this goes into an office that's thronged with lads coming in fucking splutter drunk. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Dealing with shiny, this is ridiculous stuff.
Like this, I put the fucking hand up here. Like, this is not number one priority for Garage Econ.
No,
it isn't, and it shouldn't be.
No,
in fairness to them, they're fucking under resourced. They're out there doing their best. This is to be fair,
it's a nuisance.
It's a fucking nuisance to them, to be fair. But unfortunately, we depend on them because to process it, to give us the license. We don't want to be in there fucking leading. We know that more pressing things they're doing. So I'd love, and it'll probably never happen, but I would love if to meet with some of them, and to come up with the wider hunting community in Ireland, to come up with a more streamlined setup that benefits them, benefits us, benefits firearms dealer. It's all a win. We're not looking to try and sneaky to get something like that. We're certainly not trying. We're just trying to make everything more streamlined, straightforward. Simple as fuck.
And look at this, guys. Like, there's going to be views out there, right? Traditional hunters will argue, oh, night vision, that's cheating, or right. We have moved on from the days where, you know what I'm saying, there was 500-acre farms or 300-acre farms left, right, and centre. Farms are sparse now. There's a couple of acres here, as we know from our farms. You have 10 acres here. You could have 5 acres across the road. You have another 10 acres down the road. Houses in between. You have people out foraging. You have people out lambing this time of the year checking on. So you've far more, what would you say, popular.
Hazards.
Yeah, exactly. So night vision is in my opinion, is a safe alternative to it. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's like night and fucking day. It's like we talked about this earlier. Like, up in certain parts of Wicklow. Now, and I'm certainly not advocating, before everyone jumps, I am absolutely not advocating they should be using night vision scores for shooting deer. Don't agree with it whatsoever. Not a fucking chance. Deer should have a fucking. But you're out after foxes that are destroying your herd in a situation. You're out there. You need to be able to see. Like, how many times, and any lad that says he hasn't is bullshit. How many times have you thrown a lamp in a field somewhere, seen a set of eyes, and had to go, is it a fox? Do you know? I'm thinking it is, but I'm not too sure. Now, it has happened to me. I count this fucking time. It's happened. I know it's happened to you.
I'll tell a story, Bren, and this is from a guy, a good friend of mine, I know very well, a serious deer hunter. Now, he has sections all over the country. A very, very well respected man. We haven't had him on the podcast or anything, but he's a hugely experienced man, shooting all his life. He told me under section he was in an area not too far from here. One night, he was scoping out, herds for. Basically, there was an equestrian centre, highly bred horses and stuff like that. The owners got a section because the stags were pissing in the fucking the hay, and there was these horses would be, I don't know, in excess of a couple of $100,000 worth of foal. This type of stuff. Anyway, he got a section. He was going there doing his due diligence, seeing what the herd was like, what I'm saying. So scoping out. At night time, he said there was lads out who shouldn't have been there, right? and they were hunched down in the middle of the fucking grass. And he said, like, they were out illegally hunting, right?
Yes.
So I'm just giving this as a case in point, right? Illegally hunting, and he only caught the glimpse of a pair of eyes going with a torch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't hunting on this particular night himself. Just to say that he was, as I said, he was out just scoping out herd and sizes, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But he said, for instance, had he been another poacher, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a man in there, literally, with a gun,
Uh-huh.
and he could have, you know, picked up a set of eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Without
So,
doubt.
and that's how, as how simple. Now I know that's what would you say, a story that's you know, irregular or once
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
But again, you're saying foraging. I put up the story last night. I'm being devil's advocate. Night vision. There's days up on the Wicklow Mountains where, you know, at 2 o'clock in the day, the clouds are nearly sitting on and it feels like 5 o'clock at night. Vision is poor enough. We've all been there where, you know, a deer is coming. Like you set up your deer with your backs up, etc., etc. What is to say that there's not a guy in the camouflage hunting gear out picking mushrooms or hill walking?
Yeah.
Hill walkers tend to be they don't be in the luminous gear.
No.
You know what I mean? The bland colours blending lovely with the landscape.
Exactly.
You know, because trekking gear tends to be that colour. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
So like, if I would be again. Probably similar to yourself. I'm not going to use it for deer hunting. Obviously it's illegal anyway. But nor would I be advocating for it. But as one of the manufacturers, now obviously they've invested interest in it. But would it not be better if that deer is going to be dispatched anyway?
Yeah.
It's safer.
Safer. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's safer.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a case that we're shooting a protected animal. Up in Wicklow are overrun, and I have it from. Through the grapevine, as we say, right?
Okay.
That some of the bigger culls in this country are done using thermal.
Okay.
I like it.
Right.
Because it stands to reason. If you're in some of the bigger parks, let's say,
Yeah.
or some of the bigger, what would you say, national, you know, where there's people roaming freely.
Yeah.
And we're not going to mention any particular ones, but within them culls, if there's large quantities of people tending to be. You know, you could have, as I said to you yesterday, you could have well, or social. You could have one part antisocial, that drinking under a tree. You could have another couple courting over on the other side. You know what I mean? You could have extramarital affairs down at the far end. You know, who just want to be seen, and you could have a jogger in between. You know. So how are them animals going to be safely dispatched?
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than like, I would say that there's not a case ever.
Yeah.
Or to say, like, if you take it in, take for instance, Phoenix Park.
Yeah.
Sure, Jesus Christ, if tourists, if people taking photographs, if people out there from early morning to late night. So how are you going to be fully sure that that's a safe shot?
Without a shot. 100%, man.
Without using either night vision or thermal.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm not saying that they're doing it, right?
No,
but what I am saying is that I think it'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be much safer.
Absolutely.
Safer, absolutely.
So just, I suppose, just playing, and I know the argument would be, oh, that's not hunting. You have to give the animal a sporting chance. The animal doesn't have a sporting chance. We're shooting with rifles, guys. They're on 4 hooves, you know. If you want a sporting chance, start running after the deer.
Yeah, exactly. Run after them.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know 100%.
You know, but anyway, that's.
Yeah. I just think I'd love to hear. I just love to see, like that, exactly why, right? There was a lot more of them coming into the country. Oh, we've got to clamp down them. Like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Why? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why? Do you know? There's a lot of other stuff coming into the country, and you know, like, I just can't. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But we just, I suppose, at the end of the day, what do we want? We just want clarity. If we will, and we are going to be talking about the firearms superintendents now in a couple of weeks. We're just trying to get it's busy. We're both full-time jobs and trying to, you know.
Yeah, and then him as well is snowed under as well. So
exactly, it's hard to just tie it all up, but we certainly will. But what we are going to be certainly asking for, and we're putting it out there, if anyone has official clarification on this, the likes of us or anyone else is out there that, now we know we have them on our, but if you're at home now and you have your gun license, you're like, geez, I don't have an additional on this, and yet I'm using an IR, night vision. how do I legally know, what do I have to do to go, right, I'm legal, I'm sound, or I'm covered?
Yeah, like is the national protocol as has been stated that you just get permission from your super?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
Is that it? I know. Has the legislation changed?
Yeah.
Or is it a fact that it's always been there, but now they're going to really enforce it?
Yeah.
If that is the case, it's a grey area, because you look at your application form, it just says scope.
Yeah.
It doesn't mention anywhere about night fishing. There's no tick box for that.
Yeah.
So it's just there's just a lot going on, and we just love that a bit of clarification, I suppose.
Yeah. Look, I think that is the biggest thing, and we want. I think what should happen here is a representative from An Garda Síochána in terms of the firearms department.
Yeah.
As members of the NARGC
Mm-hmm.
and Shooting Sports Ireland
Yeah.
sit down and try to come up with a we're in the days of modern technology, a more streamlined version of this, lads.
Absolutely.
Like, we're all, as citizens of the Republic of Ireland, we're entitled to a firearm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the first, I think it's the first or second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we're entitled to it. If you're up the north, right, the prerequisite for owning a firearm is you have to be a good citizen. So, in other words, no criminal record.
Yeah.
You go in, you get a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
It's granted. I think it's a pretty simple process.
Yeah.
Down here, we already have a couple of add-ons that you have to do a competency course.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to shoot deer, you have to have your HCAP.
HCAP, yeah.
So, you then have to satisfy, you have to have landowner's details.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you have permission to shoot them.
Yeah.
And so now you have to be a competent owner of a gun, so you can use, dispatch animals humanely, etc., etc. So there's things that our counterparts across the water or up north don't have to have. On top of that, now they're now looking for further that you need further authorization to use night fishing or terminal.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just it's crazy.
Crazy. How many guard hours will be taken up just by this?
Yeah.
Just by this. Do you know the amount of people that are going to be sending applications now?
It's horrendous. And on top of that, Brendan, I know what people are saying when they're listening to me and are advocating for night fishing terminal, right? I'm not advocating for deer hunting, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people who are going to shoot with night fishing terminal deer are going to do that anyway. They've no HCAP. A lot of them don't have a license. Never mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like, they're going to do that anyway. And they should be reported and taken a shot, right?
100%, yeah.
Boxed off, right? Yeah. What I'm saying is for the people who are doing it legally, you know, like if you're me and you take what 2-3 deer a year, one for free, 1 or 2 for the freezer, one for family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we might throw one into the game deer, right? So we cover the cost of our fucking ammo just about. And nothing else.
No.
And there's thousands like us. If that animal is going to be like if for argument's sake, if I was shooting with terminal, am I going to go out and shoot 20 more deer next year than I shot? No,
absolutely not. You can only fucking shoot. Well, definitely us anyway, and I kind of hope it's kind of a broad.
I think it is.
I hope it certainly is. I certainly think that it is, but I hope it is. We'd only shoot what we use.
Absolutely.
100%. If I went out this morning to get a deer, and there was a nice size hind there, and I shot it, right, and I'm coming home, and on another property I see 2 more in there, I just go. I'm not going to. I don't physically have the capability or the time to process them, or I don't have anyone that I could give it to.
Yeah.
But aside from obviously yourself for that, do you know
what I mean?
If you're just hypothetically speaking, if you're for well, what am I going to do? I'm not shooting for the sake of fucking shooting.
Yeah,
exactly. You might be there next year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's as simple as that.
Simple as that. And as well as that, I'd just like to say as well, I'm just thinking about it here in my own mind. So, we're both gun owners. We love guns. We do. We've a genuine, we both like guns. We love all aspects of hunting, fishing, shooting, all that sort of stuff, right? So I've got me guns. I've got me fairly fucking serious, no more than yourself, fairly fucking substantial, non-run-of-the-mill gun safe, bolted to the fucking wall. I've got all my separate fucking ammo boxes, separate lockable compartments, trigger locks on all my guns, all my bolts are removed from my rifles when they're not in use. I've got 24-hour monitored alarm systems on my house, electric fucking gates, internal. I can do them all.
Yeah,
I've everything fucking dogged the whole job, not the exact same as yourself, right? And now I'm doing everything by the books, absolutely every single thing that I can possibly do by the book. And now I'm kind of going, fuck, am I covered with that?
Yeah.
I think I am. It's on my license. But am I going to, is there a possibility now?
Yeah, there's additional piece of requirement that I'm not fulfilling.
I'm trying to do, we're both trying to do absolutely everything above board.
And we're getting private messages, lads. So for all the people that are going to be messaging and say, oh, well, the two lads do not know what they're talking about, we're getting messages like in the hundreds from people saying, lads, can you clarify that? I wasn't aware of this. For every one person, I guarantee that for one that's it's as simple as, you know, trust me, it's not as simple as one. Because if it was simple, every hunter in the country would know. Like, did anyone like I've just searched through quickly now, and I have to say the NIRC website, I've seen no references just as of yet. Now they might be able to point us in the direction. Obviously there's a lot of stuff up this time of year. So but like I didn't get any notification of it. No. Do you know, or any impending, and it seems like that, especially in the hunting community, legislation and changes, even within the different types of birds and stuff like that, we can shoot throughout the year. It changes, and we're the last to know about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, why aren't we standing up, standing together on this? Not again. People are trying to pit each other one against the other. You know, it's rife within this community. Rife with it. We were talking off air. We were laughing. You know, deer hunters. You know, and did you see any deer? Oh, Jesus, didn't see a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's all cloak and dagger, you know, because nobody wants to, and that's fair enough, right? But it's full of that, you know. I'd love it to be a bit far more inclusive. There's plenty of deer out there for everyone to shoot. Absolutely. And everyone to enjoy a bit of venison and stuff like that. It should be far more inclusive, far more helpful, and there's hugely helpful people, as me and you have both been lucky enough to come by. But for everyone, we were talking, one of the men there, brilliant story about salmon fishing, you know, and his experience with a salmon fisher, like, you know, and the extent of his help went to how would it go about the river. That was it. That's a truly Irish.
That's honest to folk. It's like the old deer shoot. Just fucking, where'd you shoot him? The neck.
Exactly.
It's always that old fucking thing. Give nothing
away. Jeez, that's gonna be out of my spot.
Honest to folk,
But like on this particular issue, lads, we probably need to come together again. We've been advocating that. This is the reason we set up this podcast. Try and bring people together. Create a meeting. When we throw up a question, it's not because we don't know the fucking answer. A lot of times it's to start a discussion. So just for all the lads who think that we, we're sitting here kind of off the cuff throwing this stuff out, we be getting messages from people asking us, and on that basis then we'll create a discussion.
Absolutely.
And it's to educate and keep people in the loop. Social media that's what it's designed for.
100%. Sure, that's what, and again, that's even apart from social media, how we set up this and we set up our page for that purpose. Can't specify that enough. You know, if you're on there, like, you know, we'd ask you, don't put up something for the sake, but, you know, don't put up something there that you wouldn't stand toe to toe with me and Andy and say it's worth it.
I think we talked about that. I find we weren't social media gurus before we came on this, right? And I find it difficult, I suppose would be the word, you know, when somebody says something to you in a way that they wouldn't fucking say to you. I can guarantee if you're standing in front of me, you know, like, do you know what I mean? Put this up, do that, you know, this kind of, you know, I am not your bitch, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean?
No.
If you want to slave, you're in the wrong fucking spot, you know what I'm saying? So that's and we'll probably get a little bit more inclined to say stop Brendan. Argument. You might we both step in when I'm getting a little bit vexed or something.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Exactly, try and calm the situation. But look, that's it. We could talk about it. We just want a bit of clarification, guys. If there is new legislation in and there's a new licensing requirements, how do we go about it? What do we need to do to keep you happy, keep us happy, keep everyone taking over and keep everyone moving forward?
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Next.
Yes.
Before we go on, we'll talk about the club gear, I suppose, the last bit, but we'll talk about a post that was sent in to us from a good friend of the podcast. I think he was on radio during the week.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard the interview yet, but he was on defending the, I suppose, the Vernon shoot down in Kilkenny.
Yeah.
And it was hit by some of the Hunt saboteurs.
Yeah, so we broached this before Christmas. I think they were in Connacht throughout the year. So when we say saboteurs, these are guys that, and women that come in with balaclavas and stuff on and buying tins and stuff. But I've posted a few things on our page. They're highly aggressive. A lot of them.
Very aggressive.
They're utilising the fact that we are carrying a firearm.
Yes,
against us. So in other words, if you show any form of what they deem as resistance or to their beliefs, you're the aggressor because you have the gun, and you're now in full view of the law.
Yes.
So they're posting. I think we'll throw this up on the page. They managed to isolate some of the hunters and intimidate them on leaving.
Yes.
So this is a vermin shoot, guys. So this is, you know, they shoot squirrel.
Yeah, grey crows, magpies, you know, pigeons, pigeons and stuff this time of year. It's on a Quilcha. It's playing Quilcha these because I think they've obviously got permission from Quilcha. I think they do it maybe twice annually. I think. Why do they do it? They do it for the benefit of the wildlife. Which is ironic. Which is so fucking ironic.
So for the ledrums that's in that fucking because we both seen it. I've seen it umpteen times, and I explained this to people who didn't believe me. I was sitting in Galway with Avril's uncle, Harry Basil, and he said, "Why do you trap magpies?" And this is a true story. And he said they're beautiful birds and majestic, and they are. They're lovely to look at. That's probably why they were imported. They're not native to they're not native to England. Number one, I think they were Oriental birds brought over there. The story goes that they were blown over from Wales, made their way down to Wales in a storm across Ireland, and probably that was the story that I was told many years ago. So they're not native to here. They've come over, and they will annihilate nests, and they'll annihilate small birds. We were sitting in Basil's conservatory. He's a huge nature fan, bird feeders all over his garden and stuff like that, little birds coming in, and we're sitting having a cup of tea, and true as I'm sitting here, a magpie came down and speared a little bird on the bird table.
No way.
And I said, that's why I trap magpies.
100%.
And people argue that's nature. Unfortunately, they as far as I know, they've very little predators. So they try it. So especially in woodland where you've preserved species like woodpeckers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And Quilcha, along with the NARGC and gun clubs and conservation clubs throughout the country, are trying to. You've corncrake projects, partridge projects. They're trying to create habitats that are safe for these birds to thrive again. The magpie and grey crow, feral pigeon, squirrels, grey squirrels, are not conducive to that.
No.
They're if you're looking at conservation, they are anti-conservation. They want,
wipe out.
Exactly.
Whatever's there.
So by these guys coming down and sabotaging the hunts with their tins and stuff like that, they're actually they're going against the very principles that they
exactly.
You know,
I thought it was Shane O'Neill, isn't it? Was telling us that he, in fairness to him now, well-spoken man, knows his stuff. What would you say? Yeah, he's very much proactive. I think in India, in the RGC, and he's
he breeds pheasants, huge dog man, shooting all his life, hunting all his life, fishing.
Absolutely, knows the benefits of good conservation stuff as well. And it was him. He was chatting to me last night. But I think on the radio interview, which he is going to, I think it'll be published later today. He's going to send us on the link, so we'll certainly put it up on our Facebook. he says, I think one of the questions from one of these saboteurs was, oh, you'd shoot a magpie. Yeah, he says, yeah, well, would you shoot a puppy in the face? Do you know? Like, no.
No, my puppy's not eating.
No, exactly, no, definitely, I wouldn't shoot a puppy. So what's the difference? Well, one fucking flies for starters, whether you fucking, whether you're aware of that or not. And like a puppy is not absolutely desecrating our native wildlife. Yeah. You know, 100%, so obviously no.
I'd argue this point. If I was to illegally import an American bald eagle, a pair of, and throw them into the arsehole of, I don't know, Hortonbog or someplace, and nobody knew and they thrived, they're not a native species, and they start to breed, and 10 years from now there's 20 of these flying around, and they're looking down and they're starting to fleece cats and small lambs, and they're fleecing partridge and pheasant and stuff like that. I'd argue, what would you do with them? Would you cage them and keep them conserved, or would you try and trap them and export them, or would you try and dispose of them? Now obviously, if they're only in their small numbers, you could trap them and bring them back to their country of origin. But if, like the magpie or the grey crow, they're flourishing now, they're no the millions, you know, that's not a very good option. No. So the numbers have to be, like, I would argue for any of them saboteurs to have a look. Lambing season is coming up now, right? And what happens in lambing season is there's, you know, you could have 100 ewes in a field. They give birth. As we all know, there's afterbirth, a huge delicacy for the grey crows and magpies and foxes alike. But when that's all starting to get thin on the ground, so you have an influx of these animals or these birds coming in and hoovering up all this. But when that's gone, they're still hungry, you know. So they'll turn their beady eyes towards the lamb or the sheep. And I've seen holes, no more than you and Bren, €2 coin, bored 1.5 inches deep in the back of a sheep or lamb. I've seen a lamb go around with no eyes. Oh man, I've seen ewes go around with. So it's in the field, both eyes pecked out its head. And from nothing more than an overpopulation of grey crow, magpie, and foxes. You know, and that is the truth. Whether people want to believe that or not. That is the hard truth. People think, oh, we should live in a world, everyone should run free, everyone. Well, they're not going to run free because one will outgrow the rest and they'll kill everyone fucking else. So that's the harsh reality. That's exactly the type of fucking system that we live in. And that's and we're not looking for a pat in the back. We're not looking for just thanks lads, fair play to you for looking at. We're certainly not like that. But what we're certainly fucking not want is when we are expressing our right to protect our native wildlife, our way of life, for these people to go in and think it's okay to harass. With balaclavas now. Balaclavas, man. Holy divine fuck, like. Oh, I'm telling you now, if somebody approaches me with a balaclava, I will take that as an act of threatening behaviour. And I believe that you should be able to defend yourself in that situation. Well, of course we have a gun. So what I would be advocating here is, why don't, when these hunts are going on, you know, or the vermin hunts, that non-armed members of gun clubs go down and surround as a safety measure. To stop people going through them woods. Exactly. Well, that is a big safety thing. Seriously, that is a safety thing. So, and contact the Garda Síochána and say, look, we're here as you know, to help stop unintended. That's a safety measure. 100%. So meet like and the said mentioned can wear balaclavas like their counterparts. Do you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not advocating violence, but I'm saying, like, how would that be met? You know what I'm saying? Would that be met as a threatening behaviour, or would it be met as, like, I don't know of any person that can, if somebody walked up to me in the street with a balaclava, man, I would take that as a case that he or she is about to rob me. 100%. And I'd be in fear of my life. You know? Without a fucking doubt, So if you're in fear of your person being attacked, or you should be able to defend yourself, in my opinion. 100%, And I have to say as well,
on that, just seeing the video from that Shane sent us as well, and I have to say hats off to the lads that were on that particular hunt. They were very, very professional in how they conducted themselves, and they just basically just walked off. They just basically...
That takes some calm, Bren.
It does take serious calm, and it does 100%, but at the end of the day, like you said, it'll be theirs against you. You know, you fight
You're wrong straight away.
Exactly. All it takes, if you show any type of aggression to them, straight, you're going to be gone.
It's no different than we've all been there when you're coming out of a nightclub or something and the bouncer's sober and you're having a few pints in you. Yeah. No matter if he could kick you in the arse, as it's happened to me, and to try and but you have a few pints and you're wrong. Yeah. If you're going, you're wrong.
You're wrong. 100%. Yeah. So
the ultimate thing, Bren, here is what are these guys after? Are they after like a rewilding of the country? Is that what they're after? Well, then their crops are going to be. Yeah. Are they going to go back to picking crop wildly or picking berries? I don't. What is their ultimate aim here?
Go back and eat your avocados. That's absolutely desecrating the fucking the largest rainforest in the world.
But what is the goal here? Like, is it stop all farming and hunting? If that's the case, then crop farming is that part of it? You know, or are they looking to take back all the land that's been farmed for animals so they can grow more of their crop? And then even kill even more wildlife than the people who are there to protect it.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me. Honest to God, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
For anyone involved in the countryside,
no, I do not know what the fuck their goals are, but as I said to you, I would err with caution if you are out there on a hunt somewhere. I think that is a great idea. I think if you're out there and say if you're doing and you think you're susceptible to it, have a couple of fellas or men or women on the entrances that if they do go in, if they get in, that you can at least let the people know. Geez lads, you're in there, there is people on the way into it, right? So okay, grand, break the gun, remove your cartridges and walk out. Unfortunately, you shouldn't have to do that, but that if that reality does happen, you're better off than just that's just the way to do it.
Well, I think
and I'd be reporting to the Gardaí straight away.
Yeah, if there's people, the guys put up notices that there was going to be a hunt there, like you know what I'm saying, for safety notices and stuff like that. Yeah. So they did everything by the book.
Oh yeah.
So in my opinion, if they have lease to do what they're doing, well then they should be protected by the Gardaí.
Yeah. Yeah, to do it.
And these guys, anyone that shows up with a balaclava, with any kind of an implement in their hand, should be seen as an aggressive person and should be dealt with accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely, man, 100%. Yeah, definitely, yeah. But so just be watching out. They're obviously out there. They could be listening to this. If they are howies, we know these are there.
I'm going home to eat a fry. We're not trying to get into antagonise the situation, guys. No, look, you have to understand where we're coming from.
Absolutely, like, 100%.
If you want to have a valid discussion, and you want to advocate the banning of all hunting because it's barbaric, etc., right? Well, then farming and all that has to go with it. Yeah. But you're farming and ours. Yeah. So we go back to surviving like we did a couple of 100 years ago, and I can guarantee you we'll survive better than you will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know how to do it. You don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's only so long you can live on berries, man.
Yeah.
But we'll hunt. You know what I'm saying? We can hunt with a piece of with a knife and a piece of line and a hook. So like. We will eventually we'll outlive you, outgrow you, and we'll come back exactly the same place we're at again.
Exactly the same. I know, honest to fuck, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see go fucking Anthony's getting fucking riled here, boys.
Right, give me more of that fucking whiskey. I'm being
as the fella says, we're not going to fucking give them any more airtime. No. But just beware, they are out there. And as much as you would love to show, if you're unlikely that you are in a situation like that, if you are, just walk away.
We've discussed it, myself and my partner have discussed it, that if we're approached by them, one of us will take the guns and walk away, and the other one will try and come in between. You know what I'm saying? Safely.
Safely, 100%, definitely.
So, but have a plan. One immediately ring the guards, contact your Gardaí. Try and get your firearm in a safe position. In other words, that's what we've decided to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? If somebody's approaching me and I have the gun,
Yeah.
I will obviously break the gun, hand it to my hunting buddy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I will try and discuss the situation
Yeah.
directly with,
Absolutely.
or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
That's our
100%,
plan.
yeah. Because that last thing I'm just going to say on that, their ultimate goal is they want aggression. They want you to fight back.
I want you to get your firearm taken off.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
don't go down that route anyway. All right.
Last thing, club gear. There's we've Sarah in Studio Print in Clane has. We're all modelling here, lovely.
Yes, beautiful hoodies here.
We knew were never out of these brands, so
okay.
they're definitely good quality because we live in the.
We fucking live in them, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, like people are. Since before Christmas, there was people mad after the hoodies.
Where'd you get the hoodies?
Yeah, where'd you get the hoodies? How do we get one?
Yeah.
And we had little or no interest in well, we just had there was loads of other stuff going on, but we got a few designed for the IHP 24-hour challenge as prizes and stuff like that. And I know Kim Gatton, who was mad after one last year, she's getting one.
Yeah.
So she's delighted with that. Before that, we've been getting messages. Where can I get one? A girl actually messaged us yesterday morning, that she's looking for a Valentine's present for her husband.
Oh, cheers.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. We've two going to Australia. I'd say, yeah.
Two to Australia. So we're in a date. I think we've the few that we've got produced are already gone.
Yeah.
So I'll be back on Sarah. What we're trying to do is we're trying to couple it like a bulk order for her. So considering the amount of people that are interested in them. So we're doing tees, hoodies, beanies, and maybe caps if we can get nice caps.
Yeah.
So that's for the time being.
Yeah.
We'll be doing there's bumper stickers and bits and pieces there as well. But we'll be doing them for starters, and Sarah's going to put together a deal price for us, on a kind of semi-large order. So we're waiting on that to come back. She's going to do a pricing schedule for us, so that we're not going to charge outrageous prices or anything like that. So we want to try and so if people want it, that they can get them affordable and reasonable, and they're a lovely piece of leisure wear.
Yeah, in fairness there, yeah.
So
yeah. We'll have more. We're going to try and put up maybe a link when we get from details. We'll put up a sort of an orders link on their Facebook page and stuff, so you can literally kind of go on there and order one, and we get out. And just lads, a couple of the prizes. Richard, the main prize winner, he's been given his prizes and all that. There's a couple of more lads. We were just waiting until a couple of the stickers came in, because we want to send us a couple of stickers and stuff like that with the stuff. And there's one or two people that won prizes or ordering jumpers and stuff like that. So we're just waiting
to have it all together.
We should get it all out there this week.
Brilliant.
It should be good.
And thanks everyone for the support. It's been amazing. I think Facebook is grown beyond our it's not huge numbers at the minute, but it's grown exponentially from our point of view, considering the amount of time we're up there.
Yeah.
And we're starting to get a lot more traction on that, and that's thanks to you guys. So thanks a million.
Thanks a million, 100%. And again, the podcast downloads have absolutely gone through the roof. So there's people listening to it for some reason or other. Whatever reason, and thanks very much for that.
Absolutely,
we really do appreciate it.
Before we wrap up, Brandon, next week, Thursday, we're having Pádraig Breen he's a GDO of the NARGC. We've a lot of questions ourselves.
Absolutely,
so he's dreading coming on. I know, it's our first collaboration with the NARGC. We'd like it to be a regular occurrence. We want to. We are the main medium in the country as part from the hunters to the mainstream, I suppose, is what you would say. So we want to make that a little bit more regular, a little bit more vocal, and we want there's people emailing with all our problems and that they're experiencing similar across the country. So if we can create this medium between them and you guys, then it'll be a win. That's what we set out for.
Absolutely, we can have a chat with them. Any questions you have, you'll get us on Facebook. You know what? I'm not going to give you know where to get us. Facebook, Instagram, etc.
What's it called? The Irish Hunting Podcast.
You might have heard that once or 6 million times these days. And I'm looking forward to it, because in fairness to them, I know we sometimes kind of point out the NARGC for certain things. The NARGC guys at the end of the day, bottom line, are doing some fan fucking tasks.
Huge work.
fantastic. Isn't there a partridge or a grouse rewilding program that they're kind of kicking off as well?
Yeah, there's concrete projects.
They're in the schools. They're doing some what would you say, like I suppose an education programs for pupils around hunting, conservation, and all things field sports, I suppose. So they're there. They are a fantastic organisation. We actually, I mentioned quickly, we got all our membership packs because I say our gun club has joined up with the NURGC, and the detail that went into them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get a thing and there's like the little buckets, small little pamphlet then on like gun safety and different, little wildlife things to be looking out for and stuff like that. Just a real nice thing. So anyone that's thinking of becoming a member, I would definitely urge you to do something.
Yeah.
It's a great part.
And we, like, as I say, probably, it's very easy from the outside to criticise what they're not doing, but like this year, like there's the bag count. You can log into your account online now and do your bag count online. The huge development, huge amount of work put into that. As you say, the conservation projects, they hand out a lot of money.
Yes.
In terms of like you get rebates back on your vermin and your birds.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So like they put a huge amount back in. And then they do a lot of as you say, promotional work, and but I'll say that we're still going to be asking questions that you guys want to ask.
100%, so get them into some 100%.
See, one of the guys from the NRGC was just ringing there, so
you
must have heard us.
Happy days. Well, that's it for this episode. What are we? 16. Episode 16 wrapped up in the fucking bag, lad.
Deadly stuff.
Happy days, and we will talk to you all next week. And again, we'll have Pádraig from the NRGC on.
Over and out.
Over and out, and have a good one. That's all right.